Let me answer a few misconceptions about siphoning men's energy, transmuting men's energy, because you guys are a bit scared and I don't know why. One, you're a woman. It is your birthright to receive. Okay. Energy is energy, whether good or bad. Okay. Think of it as like the energy that they're giving you is electricity. Now you can use electricity to pump up what you want. Okay. 3, girls, stand up. And then in terms of morals, oh my God, this is not morally correct. Girl, we're alchemists over here. We are sucking them dry. No morals over here.
We are sucking them dry. No morals over here. We are sucking them dry. No morals.
Okay, so that was folded by Kalani. You need to hear that song, honey. And you know what? Come pick up your clothes. I ain't folded shit, nigga. Matter of fact, don't even pick up your clothes. I'm taking it to the voodoo lady. Yeah. No, I'm kidding.
But even just to touch on divination and whatnot, yeah, like some people can even use that to manipulate or control people. Because there was a person that I know, like she used to be involved in witchcraft, innit? And what she told me, she used to basically seduce people, innit? Like for that person to come. So it's like if she sees you and she likes you, yeah, what she will do is that she'll basically like manipulate you. If she knows that you're not strong in the spirit, like you're not a Christian or you're not strong in your faith, she'll manipulate you, and she can either like get what she wants here onto you. So if she wants to have sex with you, she was just like, what's that word? What's that? It's not incantation, like seduce, manipulate, enchant, whatever she.
That's the word.
Yeah, enchant. To enchant him, and then you have sex with her, and then it's like she'll get what she wants. So it's basically glorified power, self-power.
Yes, my dear brothers, man. You know, we talk about semen retention on this channel, motivation, benefits, how it benefits you mentally, physically, you know, how it ups your aura, all of these good things. And I see a lot of people speaking about female attraction now. I've been on retention for 6 years now, and you do attract a lot of things. The whole purpose of life is to attract, you know, not to chase, but to attract. On the right hand side, the right things that are meant to come in your lane, without manipulating it. And I see a lot of guys, they're speaking about it, female attraction, but not too many people are speaking about the spiritual aspects of the female attraction on the dark hand side, on the left hand side, and the consequences that can happen. One of the main people who do speak about this is God of a Lust TV. He used to have a podcast, a channel that was Hold My Nuts, so shout out to him. When I first jumped on this 6 years ago, when semen retention wasn't even popular, but you had a couple channels speaking on it. Health, then Opulence, shout out to him. There's a couple other people who speak on it, man. But therefore, man, as it's Halloween, and as a lot of brothers are on their journey, I really have to, it sits on my soul that I have to push this message out. And I feel like only the chosen ones, only those who have eyes to see and ears to hear are really going to listen to this message throughout the end. This is a very important message, especially if you're trying to use this to put yourself in a better position in so many different aspects of your life. You do not want to get halted, because you will fall victim, especially when you are practicing something sacred like this, to jump on your journey, especially as that winter arc is coming in. It is Halloween. A lot of people are practicing dark, malevolent forces, and a lot of women are. And they need your energy, man. Especially if you're keeping it and harnessing your seed. Trust me, man. You are going to be a target out here if you do not have the discernment. But this is where I am here today, man. So let's buckle up your seats, man. Without further ado, let's get into this, man. So hello, I'm Pureness over Pleasure. And first, starting off with this topic, I have to speak about the spiritual woman. Now, you know, nowadays, you know, real spirituality just meant connecting with God, the Most High, the Creator. But nowadays you hear a lot of women, right? They talk about, oh, I'm spiritual. And I say that with inverted commas because nowadays spirituality in their name has been tainted. And this is where a lot of you guys have to really listen up to what I'm saying. It has been tainted. Now, if you're a man, the whole purpose of semen retention, the whole purpose of jumping on your grind is to become like a god, become your own god, right? And I'm not saying this to, self-worship yourself, right? But we are made in the image of God, but we are leaders, we are conquerors, and as men, once you've conquered and you've done everything that you needed to do on this earth, and you've conquered your money, you've conquered your finances, you've conquered your mind, you've conquered your lust, you've conquered your weaknesses that have put you in a position where you've lost your purity, and you've got your purity back, you've got your power back. You are now an enemy to these same spiritual women, because gone are the days of the 1960s, gone are the days of the 1950s, gone are the days of old, way before that, even the 90s. If you listen to the music has been tainted. Women used to make songs singing about how they wanted to please a man, and this is why I go back, because men were meant to have women who came under them. The woman looked up to the man, she catered to the man, right? The man was on his purpose, he was on his mission. He will come home after conquering the day, and you have a woman, and he will build a house, and you have a woman who would make the house. She will have the house all warm and cozy for him, prepare him the food, rub his back, rub his feet. And she really looked up to him, and he was a man who was able to provide wisdom to this woman, and this is what the whole purpose and the mission is, to get everything that we need, and the right position, the right women. Nowadays, the spiritual woman, right, she doesn't want to come under a man of strength anymore. She doesn't want to come under a man of authority. She wants to be the authority. That's why she has tainted the name spiritual, because a real spiritual woman was the Proverbs 31 woman. Now, as it's the 31 days of the month, I said, you know what, I'm going to read Proverbs from Proverbs 1st to Proverbs 31st, right? 31. And it talks about the Proverbs 31 woman. She's a woman that's not idle with her time. She's a woman who she's a pretty much in the house type of woman. She's not in competition with the man. She caters to the man. She looks up to him. Nowadays, we're living in a modern world where that doesn't exist anymore. The woman, she has lost her sense of who God is. She wants to become her own God. And a woman who becomes her own God can never look up to a man, because men, we're the closest thing to God. We were the first creation here on this earth. And society knows that. The higher ups know that. So how did they taint the man? They keep him weak. They keep him in lust. And when you are in lust, your innocence has been taken away. Your purity has been taken away. You are now going to be a man who worships the woman. This is us when we were masturbating to pornography. We can name you every single woman on these corn pages, and you see it now with the young generation. They can name you every single woman on these Reddit pages, but they can't name you every single finance document that they need in their life. They can't name you anything at the top 5 stocks in the S&P 500. This is what they want. They want you to give all your energy and your time to chasing the woman, to chasing the succubus, to chasing the Jezebel. You will become a victim, and this is what she needs you weak and sedated to get that pleasure in between her legs. Listen to what I'm saying, man. Do you not think that these women do not know what they are doing? The same way we are jumping on semen retention, even though it's a small percent of men, we are jumping on it to get our power back for the right reasons, right? Well, most of us. The same way the woman, she's trying to get her sense of power, but her sense of power comes with control over the man. But it was never meant to be like this, and this is why the world is the way it is right now. She wants to use manipulation tactics because she wants to control. You see this a lot in relationships. A lot of these women are practicing witchcraft knowingly or unknowingly. A lot of them are being used by deities, demons, seducing spirits. And everything is spiritual. Neuroknowledge even said we are not humans having a human experience. We are spirits having a human experience. Everything is spiritual. You're right. Sex is spiritual. When you're having sex with someone, you are transmuting sexual energy. You're transmuting all the trauma from that individual. Now, before you jumped on this retention, before you were intentional with what you went where you wanted to go in your life, you were a bit lackadaisical on your walk in so many different areas of your life, including sex, right? But like I said, do not think that these women do not know what they're doing. Even your favorite porn, your corn stars, right? A lot of them use energy for men who are masturbating and releasing their seed on the screen, and they are getting power. Same way in the whole sex world, they are getting power from men and they are draining your energy. Sex is draining. Even thinking about sex is draining. This is why retention is power. You lose power. Like the woman who said that the girl who practices, she calls herself an alchemist, right? They understand they are receivers. We are givers as men. We give the seed. Our seed has life. When it flows through in your ball sack, it's life. The woman's egg doesn't have life until it gets activated by the seed we put inside of it. So you put a seed inside of a woman, again, it activates, it gives life into her seed. That life starts to grow every month, every 3 months. It starts to get bigger, her hair starts to grow, her skin starts to glow. A stomach and a human baby starts to grow. Imagine you keeping that life force within you instead of just busting it randomly, busting it on a sock, busting it on some cheeks, busting it on your computer screens, or busting it on desecrating it on your laptops or your keyboards, as the brother God Over Lost TV speaks about, right? Now imagine keeping that seed inside of you, right? Do you know how much you can transmute that energy into being a better person? Spiritually in the eyes of the Most High, and being actually used for your purpose. So you can actually start getting edified spiritually and start getting blessed and start having blessings come into your life, financially, mentally, physically, the strength that you're going to have. And then not only that, you've really got that life force within you. You think these witches don't understand that? You think they don't also become celibate so that they can start attracting the best seed to use and drain your energy? And then they're on to the next guy, and then they're on to the next guy, and all you see are these witches these quote unquote spiritual women. They've just got a soul of men that they've collected, and all they've got are skeletons behind them. Soulless men who are now battling traumas and bad things happening, and waking up at 3 a.m. in the morning, you're hearing noises in your house, your finances are messed up, you're having messed up problems at work now, and you wonder why. This is why you really got to pay attention to these spiritual women, these star sign women. And a lot of guys, they're talking about semen retention. You got a couple guys, right? They are spiritual through semen retention, but they are on the spiritual level, on the left hand side. They are following these same type of spiritual women who I'm speaking about. They're using semen retention as a form of a manipulation tactic, right? And all you're doing is putting yourself in a loop. The whole point of semen retention is to get out of semen. We're not meant to be on semen retention forever. It's a lifestyle, but it's a lifestyle only to get our innocence back, our purity back, and then we can get our strength back. We can start moving with a clear focus, and we can start seeing these type of people with a spiritual lens, so we don't become victims like these other men who are trapped in their lust. You see, these other men who are trapped in their lust, they don't need semen retention to just benefit of life, but the difference is they are going to fall victim to the hands of the temptress. They are going to fall victim, and that's going to affect so many different areas of their life, their finances, the bag, the strength. They're going to have a schedule where it's time for them to go to gym every 3 to 4 times a week, and then they're going to get, they're going to see a woman with thick thighs, a pretty face, some fat cheeks, and she's easily going to just throw her eyelids at them and use them for their strength. And now they ain't going to the gym like they were. Now they're falling under the hands of this succubus, right? Because they're not aware, but we are aware. But there's no point being aware if you're using it as an advantage to get more female attraction, because you're just going to end up in the hands of this woman, and then everything that let me tell you something, man. Once you're on semen retention, your seed now is more sacred than the seed of all the other women that the temptress, that these dark, malevolent, they call it the dark female energy now, the dark feminine, right? She is going to use this to manipulate you and drain your seed. And she out of all the men, you are going to be the best benefit for her. So if you're using this as a manipulation tactic, my dear beloved brother, you are in trouble. You are in trouble. You can't fight bad with bad. You're doing it just to attract women who are good looking, but you're not trying to attract their character. You're not trying to attract godly women who are going to submit to you. A lot of these women, especially the modern women, the Western women of our generation, the Gen Z generation, the young millennial generation, they are cooked. Especially the young guys who are from 18 to 25 are cooked, because you are going to attract these type of women and you are going to face many troubles, and everything that you've earned, every street that you've done is going to go into the bin. You are not going to win, and there are consequences to that. Now, man, you know, as I've spoken about the spiritual woman and obviously what she's doing, right? A lot of these women, they are doing menstrual things in your food, right? They're putting menstrual in your spaghetti juice to make to make you fall in love. They are practicing spells on you, and it can only work if you open the door through that masturbation, if you open the door through that edging, if you open the door through sleeping with her. You are cooked, buddy. So you really gotta stay the fight, man. And you will have the eyes. Like for me, man, none of these girls can fool me. They can only fool me if I do it to myself and I'm not doing the same things that I was doing to keep me on track. But you can see it, man. So yeah, man, I just wanted to say that, man, because a lot of guys, man, they jumping on this. They're talking about female attraction, but they don't have the eyes to see the woman that will lead them astray intentionally through dark, malevolent forces. And I don't want you to be fooled out there and think they are not practicing these things to gain energy, because 80% of men are not. They're not practicing semen retention. They're not holding in their life force. That is the most sacred thing, and they are still benefiting off these guys. But you see, once you practice semen retention, you are an enemy, and the deities and the demonic spirits that attach to these women through soul ties, for all the wicked men they sleep with, through all the open doors that they've opened through witchcraft, which a lot of women are practicing. Go on TikTok and type in #witchtalk, man. They are going to know, and they're going to see something. There's something about you. You see, a lot of guys are speaking about, oh man, you know, you're going to attract women. They're going to see something about you. But you see, you got to look at these women, right? The type of dreads they have, their eyes. Sometimes it's not even the eyes you can see. You see, semen retention is going to give you the eyes to see. It's going to give you that spiritual discernment to start looking through women instead of looking at them. But sometimes when you look at them, they make it too easy, man, to know who they are and what they're doing behind closed doors, man. You just look at their tattoos, man. They got tattoos of Medusa. They got tattoos of Mother Nature. They got all of these things, man. And that's how you're going to know. You see, the average guy, he's trapped in lust. Even if he knows, he doesn't care. The average guy will sleep with a woman who worships the devil just because she has a fat ass, man. Some guys, they are entering a woman's house and they're seeing all these weird things like these. She's burning sage. She's got all these crystals, and it's not gonna sit right with your spirit, man. I don't know if you watched that series with Speed, that live stream with Speed, and they took him to the woman who was practicing, spiritual, whatever she was practicing. And Speed, something just didn't sit right with Speed, man. He just got out of there, man. The average guy will not get out of there. The average guy, it was easy for Speed to get out of there because she was an old woman who wanted to practice some quote unquote healing. They're into the healing, right? All they're doing is just transferring energy off you, right, to make themselves strong, while you end up being weak. But he got up out of there. The average guy cannot get up out of there because he is trapped in his lust, right? He sees the beauty, and this same beauty is the same beauty that got down all the men in that story of Medusa, man. Like, you're living amongst real life Medusas, man. You're talking about female attraction. Well, here, man, this is the dark side of semen retention. I might call this the dark side of semen retention. I don't know, but I really want to talk about different topics of different women: the spiritual woman, the church woman, listen, man. Hey, this is gonna be a jam-packed video. This might be the longest, most important video I put out there, man. You have to watch this. Medusa really got down. She really got down a lot of guys just by her beauty, just by them looking at her, man. That's how it be, man. It will be the divine feminines. That's how they get you. They come across as some angel of light. Really and truly, they are agents. They're not angels of light. They're agents looking for the guy with the strongest life force to give them life. And you are going to throw away your streak and your power. And you might never come back. Oh, we have to speak about the church girl, man. This one might be the worst one, because this one gets you at a time where you least expect it. Not all church women, not every, listen, but on the semen retention journey, the enemy will send you the angel of light. This one here will get down the best of men. I've got a couple of videos. I'm gonna show you the videos, and then I'm gonna break it down from my perspective, and I'm gonna close this video. If you made it this far, you're gonna be wise, man. You're gonna be on this journey, man, with your sword up.
Part of my body is risen. Calm down.
Hey y'all, let's get into a quick OOTD before I go to church. So first things first, my dress is from Fashion Nova. Hey y'all, let's get into a quick OOTD before I go to church. So first things first, my dress is from Fashion Nova.
Big time church girls tend to come with big time church problems. There's no more hypocrisy in dating than in the church, because unless she's a big time church girl and a virgin, you're already going to have issues. Oftentimes, big time church girls try to use the Bible as a weapon against the men that they date, to hold you biblically accountable for everything that it says a man should be, but yet not hold themselves biblically, morally, or ethically accountable to anything that it says a woman should be. They'll tend to take scriptures out of context, use biblical stories for their own selfish and manipulative ends, and hit you in a place where you really can't defend your spirituality.
This one here, man, I don't know if you've been paying attention. They love attention too. The church woman, she wants power and manipulation, man. And because you're on a path of sacredness, of righteousness, you're gonna think, yeah, man, she's different, man. You don't even know you're going into the hands of Jezebel. It's the same thing. All these women are the same. That's what you have to understand. But these ones are more subtle. They hide behind religion. But you can see it in the way they dress. They're meant to go to a place that is righteous, that is for humility, but they're wearing tight clothes. That is tight around the edges, man. You can't even tell the difference between these women and the club. The women who I'll show you in the beginning, she's walking in front of the camera, showing her assets. You think she doesn't know what she's doing? You think that's not the exact same as the women that I was showing you at the beginning who were doing witchcraft? You think they don't wear the same tight clothes, showing their assets to try and lead men through temptation so you can release and give them energy? It's all the same thing. It's all the same thing. But a lot of these women, like Kevin Samuel said, they hide behind scripture. You got that woman walking around preaching scripture and she's wearing tight clothes, all to seduce the weak men of the church, because they're weak as well. A lot of guys in the church, man, they don't even know nothing about semen retention. You got guys who are not even religious who practice semen retention. They're not why do you think they don't preach semen retention in none of these religious facilities? It doesn't make sense. But at the same time, it does, because it's all to keep men weak. The churches nowadays are to keep men weak. They're not really teaching the ways of Jesus Christ, how strong he was. Now they water him down like he was a little innocent boy, but he wasn't. But you see, they won't teach that. Instead, they will strengthen up the women in the church, and then the women will have more power than the men. That's why you see a lot of church girls, man, they're running around with the bad boys. You see, a lot of church girls are very promiscuous behind closed doors, but again, once they get you and you're on your path and you have a little bit of strength to you, it shows discipline. She wants that, but she doesn't want the power that comes with it or the control that comes with it through you. She still wants to control, so she's no different. But she comes dressed as a saint. She comes with Bible verses and scriptures, kind of like the old video that I posted. If you watch it, man, semen retention, this is the woman you have to protect yourself from. That woman, she came across as some holistic woman, always talking about body positivity and making soft music and being gentle. But at the same time, if you pay attention to her videos, she was still had that temptress spirit. She still had that seductive phase to her. It's no different to the woman of church who comes as a woman of light. She still seduces men, but she will play the fool. She'll act like she's not in none of that. But she has the same ways. She's sleeping with the same men behind closed doors who are completely opposite to the men who are meant to follow scripture. She doesn't want to bow down to authority. She is no different to the same women we are preaching about. I can go deep into that. I might make a series called why church girls love the bad way. Semen retention, man. Yeah, I might do that. I might go into deeper detail. This video's gone on long enough, man, but it's defo needed, man. It's defo needed, man. But like I'm talking about, man, you got to be careful of the woman who comes as light, because she's going to be the main agent to try and get you down. You see, the devil, he attacks men on semen retention, but he gets you in different phases. This is the last phase. This is his last attack. This is the one he's going to get. It doesn't make sense. The church is filled up and the religious woman, she's single. Why is she single? Isn't she meant to be a woman of light? Aren't you who you attract? But you see a lot of these women in the church, they've got baby fathers with knuckleheads, with the Chads and Tyrones. You have to stop judging of what they look like and start looking at who they are. And you're never going to be fooled. It doesn't matter if she comes as an angel of light, as the church woman, as the religious woman, or a woman of darkness, man. Because at the end of the day, they use their lust and their physique. It's just that the church girl does it more subtly. But one thing about you, when you're on this retention journey, you can listen to them very closely and clearly. They will slip. I remember one time I was chatting to one church girl and I was talking about retention, but like through Paul. I don't know if you remember the Paul arc. Paul said in scripture, he said, if you've been called by God and you're basically single, remain as you are. But if you cannot contain yourself, then it's better for you to get married than to burn. So I said to her, listen, man, I'm on this retention, man, to better myself in different aspects, financially, physically, mentally, and even if it comes in terms of relationship, to attract the right woman that's really going to submit to me. A Proverbs 31 woman, man, he's really going to be, saying, find the woman of my dreams, etc., etc. But if it don't come, then I'm going to be on my Paul arc. And what I meant by that is that I'm going to be on my own journey. It doesn't matter whether I'm single or not, man. I'm going to be on my own journey, remaining strong. This girl started to spaz. Church girl, and then she's like, oh, I don't care about that. Paul's not God. And she was like, I don't even understand like semen retention. Like most guys who I deal with, even if they bust, this ejaculate, whatever you want to call it, they still want to sleep with me even more. It's like, see what I'm saying, man? The truth came out at the end, man. The truth came out at the end. And that's why I tell you guys, man, they are no different. You have to have discernment, man. You have to be wise out here in these times, especially as it's coming to the fall. It's coming to that winter. A lot of these girls are going to want your energy. You have to remain strong. Transmute your energy into the best ways before they take it, man. All my brothers, man, stay blessed. If you made it to this video, subscribe and like.